Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Galen Snyder Show. I'm Vince Reed. We're brought to you each week by Aria Health, your friends and neighbors here in Lower Bucks County, ready to take care of you when you are in a time of need. And also, of course, by the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League. And you can get to them on prblonline.com. And another one is, of course, the Continental Tavern. The Continental Tavern right there in the heart of Yardley, after the main streets in Yardley, is ready to serve you not only with the good food that they have and the good drink, but the camaraderie with the people that are there. They'll serve you by you watching every Pennsbury game. That's right, you can watch every Pennsbury game on their TVs every week, including this week coming up. And of course, we got a good one coming up this week. We're going to have the Galloping Ghost of Abington going to be coming into town. It's homecoming for Pennsbury for this ball game. And when you look at it, and I admit, you know, they are really, this team is a ghost of itself. That's right. They are just a picture of what they used to be, but it's not in focus whatsoever. We'll talk about that as we go along. But the biggest thing I want to hit on here, the early part of the program, is the progression of this Pennsbury football team this year. In the opening game of the season, you saw mistakes. You got to understand that those things are going to happen. It happened on both sides. You saw Council Rock South did the same thing. And when it comes to that, you're having guys who haven't played with one another, don't know maybe exactly how the other guy is going to react, and you're looking to mesh something together. That first game always has those kind of situations. But to get out of it with a win is important to come through in a game like that. When they got to game number 2, this one, I got to admit, shocked me. Because they played LaSalle, and a good LaSalle football team that has great athletes, has great receivers, a big running back or two who can all speed in the world, and a very good quarterback. And the defense in game number 2 came together quickly. I was surprised because Galen has used some guys from that defense and moved them over to the O, and now has, you know, some of those people, you know, to fill in at those spots. I thought it would take a little longer, but the defense came together beautifully in that game. Then in the third game of the season, I think we saw the offense begin to get it together and almost put it all together. We saw that it was getting better than just a one-man show with Ruprecht, and we had Dalton Hose coming in, doing a job now, and now you had a 1-2 punch. And boy, I'll tell you, last week, they put it all together. The offense caught up with the defense and had an outstanding ball game, winning 37-0. The defense recording the shutout, the offense putting some points up on the board. Not only that, put them up through the air as well as on the ground. So, you know, when I look at it, Coach, I think to myself that you need that kind of progression, especially when you get up to that fourth game. I don't care if it's a league game or not. My way of looking at it is, if you haven't done that by the fourth game and you're still searching for a spot here or there, you might have a little bit of trouble.
Well, I agree with that. If you really look at it, you break the season up. Your first 3 games are all part of the beginning portion of the season. Once you hit, you know, weeks 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the middle portion of your schedule. So you should be in mid-season form once you hit about the 4th week, which is different from the beginning. Then, of course, at the end, you have your final weeks, and you should be really, you know, barring injury, you should be really operating on all cylinders by the time you hit that.
When you looked at that last ball game, and of course you had a chance to probably look at it again on film, and you see how the team progressed in that ball game, what are the things you took out of there that you really did like? And I thought there were a lot of good things.
Well, we obviously defensively, you know, I think we played well the whole season, and we continue to do so against the Souderton team, who was, you know, they have some ball players. They have some kids who've been playing a lot of football for them. They played a lot of guys returning that were starters. Some good-looking athletes. They play hard. They're physical. You know, that first drive I thought that first drive was very important. Our first drive in the game.
Yeah.
Offensively, because they really made us work hard. And I thought they made us work hard almost the entire first half for everything that we got. They really played hard. So that was something I was pleased with. You know, I thought we were able to get a couple of the other backs, Daly and Hose, a little bit more involved with the plays, with the running plays, and so, you know, those were all positives.
And I think another positive we got out of that ball game is we did see, of course, and you got to hand it to Mike Alley and also those receivers. He only threw 3 passes Two of them were bombs, as it turned out, and the other one was another one that he went 3 for 3 with 3 touchdowns. That's pretty good for a team that doesn't throw the ball very much, and boy, really makes them count in a game like that. And I thought really it kind of opened up, I think, the eyes maybe of a lot of other teams that you're going to be playing right now, thinking to themselves, if they scouted that game or they look it over and say, hey, if Pennsbury wants to, they've got a punch that could hurt us both ways.
Well, Mike's been, had a very active role in our offense this year. Last year he made some big plays, particularly in the playoffs. But we relied a lot on Charlie Snorway last year, and but this year Mike's, if you look at his totals from the games, I thought he threw the ball very well at LaSalle.
Yeah.
He's ran the ball well most of the entire season, and if you look at the number of touches he's gotten this season, it's definitely, whether it's a pass or a run, he's been definitely more involved, and he also obviously brings the leadership and some of the other things we look for, and the ball handle and all those things that we look for out of the quarterback as well.
Yeah, I think, knowing that last year he was coming in here with a new system, and it took a little while to really get it together. Probably for him, I never asked him, but probably to really relax and get it going. He did that. But I think what he's showing now this year is the fact that Allie now really feels that, he's got it down pat. He's been with this team for a year. He's really playing extremely well, and I think everything that it was, you might say, learning a little bit last year, right now is coming natural to him with this offense.
Yeah, no doubt, and I think it's going to just continue to do even better coming up. I think he's poised to have some big games for us for the remainder of the season.
All right, we're going to be back with the Galen Snyder Show. I want to tell you a little bit about our sponsors here. And of course, right now, get your registration in, and that's for the Pennsbury Regional Basketball League, because they're going to take children from kindergarten to 12th grade. They teach them the fundamentals. They teach them really how to play the game right. And you can go on prbl.com, and you'll be able to get in there and sign up your child there to get them to get some activity going here. Saturday clinics are open to all and run by the Pennsbury High School boys teams, and you of course have an opportunity there to see exactly what those guys do. These are kids that looked up to the guys that will be out there trying to teach them a little bit too, and they'll look up to that, and it'll help them serve them well too, because they emulate what these guys do. So get in touch with the Pennsbury Registration Basketball League, and of course that is prbl.online.com, and make sure that you register now, because things fill up there rather quickly. And of course, another one of our sponsors is, of course, none other than the Continental Tavern, which is celebrating its 150th anniversary this year. The Continental, of course, is a place where we do a show, the preview show of Pennsbury over there. Always have a good time afterwards and get a chance to talk to the kids and talk to Coach Snyder as well during the course of the show. And of course, afterwards, you get a chance to break bread a little bit with some of the people that and maybe won't get a chance to see that often during the course of the year. But if you go there to the Continental Tavern, they have everything for you, and you'll have an opportunity to find out how good everything is. They have the seafood, the pasta, the subs, the salads. No matter what you get, it's going to be top class. That's over there, where you also, of course, are going to be able to sit outside. There's still time to be outside on the porch and enjoy the weather at this point, so enjoy that too. And don't forget, every game is broadcast and, of course, telecast on our live stream over at the Continental Tavern each and every week for Pennsbury. We're going to be back with more coming your way in just a moment.
The ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute is redefining care in Center City and South Jersey. And our 50,000 square foot location on ARIA Health's Bucks campus in Langhorne features private rooms, free parking, and nearby hotels. With over a century of experience, the world-class 3Bs, Doctors Booth, Bartolozzi, Balderston, and their partners personally guide you from treatment through recovery. For all your orthopedic needs, call 1-888-ORTHO-3B or visit aria3bortho.org. At the ARIA 3B Orthopedic Institute, you come first.
If you are looking for a car, where do you go? Faulkner Auto Group at 4427 Street Road in Trevose is where to go for the best deals in Bucks County for all your new pre-owned cars, trucks, or SUVs. Go to Faulkner Auto Group. It's always Faulkner, to be sure. Go online to faulknerautogroup.com. Just remember, it's Faulkner to be sure for all your new cars or trucks. 4427 Street Road in Trevose. Faulkner to be sure.
The Gator, Jerry Blavitt here, to tell you to tune us in every weekday afternoon from 3 to 5 p.m. right here at WBCB 1490 AM and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com. And it's brought to you by the Italian People Bakery and the deli at 63 Butler Street in the Chambersburg section of Trenton, and also in Levittown at Woodburn and Oxford Valley Roads, and where all baking is done on the premises at both stores.
Hi, this is Merrill Reese, and since 1986, McCaffrey Supermarket has been a real supermarket experience and a very proud member of our community. Through good times and bad times, Jim McCaffrey and his family have been there to assist our neighbors when they needed help, whether it's helping flood victims, raising funds for the American Cancer Society, or supporting the local Little League teams. You can count on McCaffrey's to be there. McCaffrey Supermarkets, 635 Heacock Road in Yardley in the village of Newtown, at 2890 South Eagle Road, and also in Princeton and West Windsor.
Peruzzi Nissan is the home of the 3495 Pennsylvania State Inspection and Admission, and is your full-service automotive facility for all makes and models, regardless of where you purchased your car. Air conditioner tune-up for just $79.95 at Peruzzi Nissan. Buy 3 tires at Peruzzi Nissan and get the 4th one free, plus free alignment checks. Have your car looking showroom new with a value detail package for just $64.95 and a full detail package for only $179.95. Peruzzi Nissan Service, Business Route 1, Fairless Hills, where our business is you.
And welcome back to the Galen Snyder Show. As I mentioned, this week, a big week for Pennsbury. We're hoping that, the rain will hold off a little bit, at least, of course, for the opportunity to have a nice little homecoming celebration for the kids as well during the course of this ball game. And you always hope that that's going to happen, because there's a lot of things that all those kids involved want to take part in.
Oh yeah, we hope that's the case. Always helps, good weather means big crowds. All the kids who are involved in homecoming, from the selection of the homecoming queen.
Right.
It's a big turnout for everyone, so we were hoping it holds off anyway.
Well, you've got a team coming in here, and Abington, as everybody knows now, is not as strong as they had been for a lot of years, and that's going to happen. There's just a cycle that does happen, and you get some years where you just don't have that many really good athletes, and Abington right now is going through a situation just like that. And of course, it didn't help either that their number one man there at quarterback position ended up being injured, David Kreshman, the last ball game. We'll wait and see if we're going to see him in this ball game as well, but if not, they have to go with a second liner and see what they can do with that. But Abington's been having its problems so far this year, and when you look at it, you look at that, I think, kind of, and say, well, it can happen to anybody.
Yeah, every team goes through that. Like you said, every team goes through cycles, and I'm not sure what to say. I did notice they're a little smaller than they usually are on film, and we'll see when they arrive to the game to see if that's the case. But sometimes things just aren't working out for you too.
Yeah.
It could be a case of that.
Yeah.
I don't know where I would put them, but I guess we'll find out a lot more once the kickoff.
Yeah, now one of the things, of course, is you got to realize they are kids, and one of the things I will say about the games in recent years, and Coach knows it because he's been through it right there on the sideline, is that Abington and Pennsbury have some really good ball games year in and year out.
Yeah, we have. We've been getting better of them pretty good for the last couple, but before that, you're right.
Yeah.
It was kind of back and forth, and great games actually. Great games that went down to the wire in a lot of cases. Some overtime games. I think back even to the year '06 when we won the district back then.
Yeah.
During the regular season, we went to overtime, and they it's the first time we were in overtime, and we went for it on fourth down. We didn't get the score, and then they got it, and they ended up just having to kick a field goal to beat us, and they missed the field goal, and then we ended up beating them. And then we faced them in the playoffs. So twice we've actually played them in the regular season and then also in the playoffs. So they've been a lot of good games over the years.
Yeah, when you look at it, and of course, and people have a chance, if they didn't get to see the games, to see exactly what happened. You look at the stats that have been rolled up, a lot of teams running well on the ground, and I thought to myself, well, this is what you do ground and pound, and they've been susceptible to that so far. But when you look at this team, where do you think that, you might say, well, areas that maybe they can shore up before they get to you?
Well, I'm sure they're going to be trying to work on the run defense.
Yeah.
Because they know what to expect when they face us, and that would be an area that they need to improve before heading over here. So I'm sure they've been, working hard every week, to try to shore that up, and we'll see.
Well, if Freshman doesn't play, and we'll see if maybe he will get in there and be able to play. But if it turns out that he doesn't play, does that change your strategy as far as defensively, thinking that they got to go with, maybe if they have to go with a second line quarterback?
I don't think so. I think that they're going to run their scheme, no matter who's the quarterback. So you're sort of like defending their scheme more than anything else. You still got to defend the pass. They're going to try to take their shots down the field.
Right.
Get behind you. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I'm certain they're going to throw it down the field.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to deal with the quarterback keeping the ball, whether it's Kretschmann or somebody else.
And I think one of the things that you look at too in this situation, when you have a team like that you see coming in, is it's up to the coach and you and the rest of the coaches to get the kids to where they got to realize, hey, this is not all of a sudden written that you're going to be the winner of this ball game. You got to come out there as well. Don't forget about what the opposition has done. You got to do your part.
Well, that's a trap sometimes the team gets into. You look at Abington, you say they're 0-4, and you say, hey, what are they going to have for us? But then, you come out there, and if you take that approach, then you can find yourself in trouble quickly. And then once that happens, once a team feels like they have a shot, their confidence builds.
Right.
And they feel better about themselves, and they start making plays, and all of a sudden you got yourself a ball game. So, believe me, I've spoken to the players about it, and we have to be focused coming into the game, and we have to be focused on doing, what we've done the last couple of weeks, which is coming right out of the gate and going at the opponent heavy right out of the gate.
All right, we're going to be back here with Galen Snyder. I want to tell you a little bit about ARIA Health. ARIA Health, of course, is located right in this area, right there on Oxford Valley Road. And of course, they're right there in a good spot for you because you're in a situation where they're kind of in the middle of everything. So if you need any assistance, by all means, do get in touch with them or do go over there to ARIA Health. If you're looking at a situation where you say, well, I don't know, maybe what I need is not my family doctor this time, I don't feel quite as good, maybe I need something more than that, then get in touch with ARIA Health. They are your friends and neighbors here in Lower Bucks County, and they're ready and willing to help you to get you as good as you possibly can be. So don't forget, always think of them when things maybe are not going right for you. Also, of course, the Pennsbury Basketball Recreational League, the PRBLonline.com. Get your kids involved. They have a good time every year. They pack it every year as well. So get on there right away online and sign up your child, whether it be kindergarten to 12th grade. And then, of course, you also have the Continental Tavern, a place to kind of relax and go. You can go there before the Pennsbury game, certainly go there after the Pennsbury game and usually enjoy it because of the fact that they have a win under their belt again. And you'll see a lot of people that probably are from around there. And not only that, they've been watching the game if you are coming from the ball game. And you can be right there too. If you can't make it to the game, and stop in there and watch it on TV. We live stream all of them. We're going to be back more with Galen Snyder right after this.
Yo, Trenton and Levittown. This is the Geeter, the big boss with the big hot sauce, Jerry Blavitt, inviting you to join me every weekday afternoon from 3 to 5 as we bring back the memories at the top of the dial, 1490 AM, WBCB, and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com. And it's brought to you by Mako at 1460 Prospect Street, right off Alden Avenue in Ewing Township. Owned and operated by my main man, Matt Palmer.
Achieving what you want demands the right game plan. When you team up with PNC, you get the tools and know-how you need to get where you want to go. Whether it's buying a new home, sending your kids off to college, or retiring the way you want, PNC is here ready to help you achieve your financial goals. To discover all the ways PNC can help, stop by any branch or visit PNC.com. PNC for the achiever in you. PNC Bank, member FDIC. I'm Merrill Reese to tell you about our good friends at the Revere Ristorante Italiano in nearby Ewing Township at 802 River Road. I can tell you that from South Philadelphia to New York's Mulberry Street, There's no better Italian cuisine than that served at the Revere. Start your meal with one of their great appetizers or salads. Entrees include outstanding veal dishes, fresh seafood daily, excellent steaks and chops, homemade pasta dishes, daily specials, and much more. You can also enjoy their bar area, where on most weekends, entertainment is offered. The Revere also does off-premise catering and can accommodate private parties for any affair, including business functions. Call the Revere Ristorante Italiano for more information and reservations at 609-882-6365. 882-6365. The Revere Ristorante Italiano open Monday through Friday for lunch and 7 days for dinner at 802 River Road, right off the Wilbertha Road exit on Route 29 in nearby Ewing Township.
Oh, the corner kicks right to Chris. He's got a shot. Oh, no.
It happens fast, so we'll treat you fast. Introducing Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care, where you're seen without an appointment by a Rothman orthopedic specialist. Fast, any day of the week.
Okay. Easy with his leg.
Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care, now in Marlton, New Jersey, with more locations to come. It happens fast, we'll treat you fast. Rothman Orthopedic Urgent Care. See RothmanInstitute.com.
Don't forget, if you miss any of your local high school sports action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian, or online at thetrentonian.com. The only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian.
And welcome back to the Galen Snyder Show. And of course, this week is homecoming, and we're getting set for a game in which it'll be against the Galloping Ghost of Abington for this contest coming up. And Coach, when you look at this as game number 5, it's hard to believe we're in the middle of the season with this ball game, but you're coming in looking good. I mean, you've done very, very well all year long. I think when you looked at it on paper, I was thinking to myself that, well, maybe, we're going to have a tough one here and there, especially the first part of the season getting ready. But I think your team is right on target. I think they're playing as well now, I think, that you could hope for at this stage.
Yeah, I said that a couple of weeks ago. I felt like even after the LaSalle game, we were where we needed to be. Even though we lost to a very talented LaSalle team, we had our opportunities. We were down around the 10 a couple of times, and a bunch of them. It looked statistically, it was a fairly even played game. And I knew after that, we were getting to where we needed to be. And to be honest with you, I saw improvement even this week in practice. Yeah. To be honest with you, so I think we'll keep getting better.
I think one of the things that shows that the team is really getting there and also really enjoying it is the fact that after the ball game we go down the field, the kids will come up, but after the ball game and had a chance to be down there a little bit with some of these kids in the last couple of ball games, and I know they ended up with a shutout in that game, and you could sense there and you can feel it from the talk of the subs even. They're happy that they were able to finish it off for the guys who started and put a lot of hard work in. They went in there, enjoyed themselves, and made sure it stayed at 0.
Yeah, that's big. That's big. You got a lot of guys who put a good degree of work in, both in the off season and at practice, and they may not get the opportunity to go out there on the varsity field. So for them to have that opportunity, they certainly, when they do, they make the most of it, and they were able to make sure we had kept that shutout. So that was good.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for the Galen Snyder Show this week. And don't forget, we're brought to you by ARIA Health, your friends and neighbors here in Bucks County. Also by the Pennsbury Recreational Basketball League. Get in touch with them at prbl.com. And of course, the Continental Tavern, where each and every Pennsbury game you can be viewing it live streamed over there on their TVs each and every week. So for the Galen Snyder Show, I'm Vince Reed. We're getting ready for a good ball game, homecoming tonight, as the Pennsbury Falcons play host to the Galloping Ghost of Abington.